Yes, welcome to Right in the Cootin. It's only 11 o'clock in the morning and Frank McAvenny's already been muffin.
No, thank you. Thank you. No, it's you. Thanks, isn't it? Nice. Take a wee bit. Too early in the morning for me.
Yeah, he's a bit here.
Wait tonight.
How we doing, lads? Alright?
Yeah, good.
Magic. Good. Absolutely.
Do we need to bow to him or not? Do we need to
There we
bow?
go, mate. What a week for the Fergusons, though. He gets his Cootin up, Lewis scores a goal.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what? He was hopeless, and then see when there's a few quid to be made, he's bang on the game. He's no daft.
No.
Listen, it goes in the thought.
But you sitting watching the Cootin come in?
No, wasn't even in my mind, to be honest with you.
What a lot of
No,
nonsense.
honestly.
I was watching because we thought Celtic and Rangers would win the following day.
Yeah.
So when it was 1-1 Dundee United Livingston, I'm thinking I've got to keep up.
Yeah.
Because that's what I had to draw.
Oh, did you have a draw,
I
right?
had to draw. 91st minute.
But Derek, what made you
What a
think
shout.
Livingston?
What a shout.
You mean you were laughing about it?
I know.
You were laughing.
Livy fans weren't happy with us, Frank, by the way.
I know.
But I like Livy. I've
Four
told
of
you
them.
before.
The four of them.
Are we rolling?
Aye, we're on, aye.
Nothing wrong. I wasn't sure.
No, Livingston's alright. I've been there a few times. Good crowd. Good boys. Some good
But what a
sponsors.
you like them, huh?
I've
Livingston.
always says it.
Aye.
I've always says it, even for the time when Big Dykes was there. There's more to them
Aye.
than just a big physical side. I mean, they didn't have that focal point.
Yeah.
But they're tenacious. They are physical. The amount of second balls they were swarming over. Dundee United.
Better team, wasn't they?
Oh, on the day,
Yeah.
without a shadow of doubt. So no, it was a great. It wasn't a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know you were giving me dogs
Aye.
abuse and looked at me as if I was daft, but I know I'm daft. But
No, we all laughed, didn't we? We all laughed at it when he said it.
no,
I swear
I just-
Livy's wins are like buses, isn't they?
Aye.
Didn't get one for them two come along at the same time.
And that comes from the manager, didn't it? Oh, Gary boy.
A bit like Derek's predictions.
You, along with 66 others, won
Brilliant.
cash in the Open Goal League last week.
Brilliant, well
The
done.
amount won was more than you've got at the bookies. What a way to bet, eh?
Aye.
Magic.
Great app, innit?
Mate, it's amazing. And it's actually,
Great
as you
idea.
said, much better. Your win is better than what you would win at the bookies, as you just said. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So what, you just a fucking parrot then?
Aye. John, get up, I said that.
Go on, Parrot.
Go on, Polly. Go on,
Slaney
Polly.
and Frank,
You've got-
talk to us about your performance. In fact, you were only 2 places off your favourite position in 67th.
Aye, 67. It's a good year.
Nah,
It's a right good
So
year.
it was,
Aye. Derek was born.
Talk us through your performance of 67.
No, we're usually tied. We've been tied before at 69,
I
you know. But
no, we're not going to that. We're not going to that tied up. No. It's a family show.
Who tied you together? Was it Paul and Tim?
Paul Tim tied the two together. He made the 69 happen.
Yeah, I think you two were down the bottom too, eh?
No, we've done all right. We've done all right.
We got 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Oh, 4 out of 5,
But
right?
because the standard was that high this week, we fell down to 67th.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Which is disappointing. But listen, we'll come back stronger.
It's good.
I think the pot was up over 4 grand, wasn't it?
Well
In
done.
fact, over 5 grand.
Brilliant.
So how does that actually?
Mate, any questions is not on that sheet, didn't answer.
No, he's not very good.
Right, Slaney, the leaderboard, talk us through it.
In first place at the moment, Derek Ferguson right at the top. We've got Rob 1976, Ross 67, Ryan Mid 99. We've got Schofield.
Phil. Phil Benton.
Aye. Well,
You might be on. He watches for
Polly
Frank.
there.
We've got Scott Finlay, Sharkey, S Henry,
S. Henry. Stephen Henry. What's the number after it?
99.
Aye.
Didn't get a century.
I know, short of the century, brilliant.
And then we've got Skyfall. Don't know if that's Big Adele.
go.
I don't know. Do you know what I mean? So that's the leaders, guys. Then me and Frank in at 67th, and then. But listen, this is the one that really gets me. A guy, Dave 008, got 1 point.
Fuck off.
Now, how has he
No.
got?
Wait, is he not bet Celtic and Rangers?
I don't know. But 1 point he's got.
Aye. He'll be one or the other. He would just wouldn't bet. If he's Celtic, he wouldn't bet.
bet
Rangers
again,
to win. He wouldn't bet that. I mean, if
What's
he's
good?
Rangers,
1
he wouldn't
point.
bet Celtic, wouldn't he?
Is that who else? What is the other bottom?
Give him our shout out. What's his name?
Dave 008.
Slaughter him.
Brilliant.
Dave 008. Honestly,
008.
even 007. 008.
007 and a half.
Honestly, forget him. So we've got joint bottom with him is Richie B, who got 1 point also.
Richard Branson. Richard Branson.
You're right there. Goodness me, I can't believe I'm reading these guys' names out. Lou 25, 2 points, and Vinny Boy 1982, 2 points. But they guys, listen, as bad as you've been, and you don't really deserve it. There's another chance to go again
Aye,
with the
that's
6 international fixtures this week, Simon.
Oh, so we're doing internationals?
We're going to do the 6 international. Is it 7?
Seven.
Sorry, done that
Wow.
so well. No. 7 international
Seven.
fixtures this week. So
You've
listen,
that all night as well, haven't you?
I've been shaking all night. So guys, for the guys at the very bottom who had a howler at the weekend, make sure you're ready to go for the 7 international
By the way,
fixtures.
can we just say, what about the attire that this man's got on today?
Listen, as soon as I walked in
Mr.
here,
Showbiz.
it's brilliant, isn't it?
No,
It's
admit
like a
it,
new man.
I really want to. This is what I was actually thinking. The podcast is almost like the changing room banter, and we're like the managers. You know what I mean? So I want to come in, be more serious.
Aye.
I want to get a job
Aye.
in your Sky Sports. So, oh yeah.
Aye.
We'll need to get some better clever, won't we?
We need to
Keep
keep.
up
I
with
mean,
this,
you've
man.
came dressed like a
That's-
13-year-old boy, which I like. But,
You cheeky bastard.
how did you decide on the number of buttons?
That'll be cut out.
I don't give a fuck.
Thank God they didn't hear that.
How come you decided on the 6 buttons? You waxed the chest, the cheese.
No, I've got a wee bit of hair. Yeah, no, to be fair, like, I've got a wee bit of hair there, but I've seen mate, genuinely Harry Styles. He leaves it on me a bit of hair, so I did that copy.
Talking of clobber, somebody's got the Balenciagas on.
Oh, they're beauts. What's your day?
They're about 600 quid.
500 I got it for.
500
Got a deal.
for a pair of shoes.
Truckload.
Can I get it? Yeah, can you get me a pair?
Fell off the back of your
Fell
truck.
off the back.
Where
Can
did
I
you get
just
them
say
on?
something?
I
How
was
come?
me Joe for Postal.
Who's the oldest guy in here?
Oldest guy, I'd say. Is it?
Oh, Frank, right. How's she sitting in a wee normal, uncomfortable
He's
chair?
sitting there with a
Look at the
cardigan
chair
on.
you're in.
Yeah, that's the king here.
happening?
Simon, that's the king seat, my
I
man.
was sitting there with a cardigan on, with a wee guitar.
You need to get him after that.
Oh, brilliant. Right, for the app, you can download the Who Knows Wins app before Scotland's game on Thursday and join the Open Goal League. The code for the league is, of course, Slaney.
Slaney, you're a man.
Right, on to the football, lads. We'll talk about Edward
God.
first. Right, yes, you. Edward tested positive for Corona, and he's away with France.
I've got a wee problem with that. If he's tested positive when he's with France, he's injured. So I don't understand why the medical team would have let him go. You know, he's got a problem with his calf. He told Lenny the wee problem which left him out one game. I know his head's battered with all the transfer talk and all that side, but I just don't get why he's away. He shouldn't be away. But listen, whether he was away or not, he's obviously didn't get it there. It'll probably be here. So we just have to watch this space because there might be more. Hopefully not.
Did you ever get tested back to the...
All the time. No. Not a day with COVID.
Again, Rangers, Derek. Jack Wilshere's the talk.
Wow.
Would that be a good signing?
It's news to me, but I tell you what a talented player. But he's been so unlucky over the last few years with injury. He had to change his game a little bit. I think as a youngster, he used to fly into tackles, but if they kind of get him in the door, I mean that would be some cool. I mean obviously they've got Zunga and they've been.
You know much about him?
Do you know I've watched kind of wee bits on YouTube and that, and they're talking about that box to box. He looks a big strong boy, put it that way. I didn't think it was an area Rangers needed to strengthen, but I think Gerrard had set his mind on getting the player in, and it looks a good deal because I've got him on loan with a view to doing a permanent deal next season. So aye, he looks the part, but then again, on YouTube,
Anyone can look
aye,
good.
even your good self.
Slaney, just on Walsh, a good player, but he's had many breakdowns and you've had.
Aye.
And would that be the worry?
That would be the worry, but when he was coming through, but
Yeah,
he was
Arsenal.
the next big thing, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you remember if Barcelona Pep praise him, say he was unbelievable?
He's
Yeah.
a top, huh?
But again, listen,
Injuries has been terrible. He's been sitting on the bench all the time at West Ham, so everyone knew what he was. I mean,
but then he said, I'm
West
sure
Ham
he came
takes
out.
up. They took the boy Carroll. He sat on the bench, sat on the stand, Melon.
Andy Carroll,
So and then they've got this. Well, now they're talking West Ham, talking about Welbeck. That's another one. It's sick,
Watford.
they're all called sick knot.
I'm sure
Here's
Walsh,
Moisey, yeah,
But if you
Moisey.
play,
Moisey,
is he on a? Does anyone know? Is he on a pays you play or something like that?
I don't know, I've
'Cause
just
you
heard
can't-
that it-
you can't give him a
close.
contract because just to come up and sit on the bench. It'll need to be, it need to be if you play, you get paid.
But Silly, as a Celtic man, would that scare you with the thought of Jack Wilshere if you could stay fit?
Aye.
Yeah.
He's a
Good
top player,
He's
isn't
a
he?
top
Yeah.
player. I mean, listen,
But
no
Frank,
doubt,
see on, I'm sure he came out when he left West Ham and said he's been fit for the last 8 months.
Yeah.
David Moyes didn't choose to play him. So Maybe he's fit and ready to go.
So if Rangers do get Wilshere, Derek, including the signings that they've already made, would that be a good transfer window for Rangers?
I would certainly think so. He's a top player. Wilshere, he said his injury problems, we know that, but if he gets him in, he's an experienced boy as well. They've got Zunga and that Steven Gerrard has obviously been chasing for the last 2 or 3 months.
Eton, Roof and Balogun as well?
Well, I mean, it's certainly they needed players up top,
Yeah.
you know, to put a bit of pressure on Morelos. Morelos, I mean, for him to be staying as well because of all this speculation. So I think it has been a good window for Rangers.
Celtic, Frank, happy with their window? They got the left back in on deadline
I
day.
think it's Derek says
The wee
it.
lassie for Benidorm, did you see that?
Did you see it?
Oh, amazing, man.
Brilliant. I think the 2 best signings that Celtic and Rangers have made is 2 strikers. Keeping them.
Keeping them, yeah.
Keeping them is magnificent. But I think Duffy's done something to Aya, because Aya's getting used now the way he should be getting used. His pace, he's no physical. So Duffy's going and challenging the physicality of it, and if it gets over the top, Aya's quick enough to beat any striker. So he's getting used in the right way now. So I'm quite happy with Duffy coming in. The boy at left back, we keep talking about Taylor, and you know, he keeps passing it back and he hits the first man, you know, but he'll learn.
Yeah.
You know, he's still young, he'll learn.
But I feel sorry for him because he almost has to play at a left winger, Frank, because Celtic
I know.
are playing so high, but he's
But
not a left winger, is he? You're asking him to go and take people on.
I know he
That's not his
doesn't like
game.
getting compared to Tierney, but Tierney's a defender, and when you go forward, when you get there, you've got to get the ball in the box.
So in fact, I
So
also
what's
think
the
as well
point
for
in getting
Taylor,
there?
though, but see when Ajeti or Griffiths doesn't play, what's the point in putting in the box? Because Edouard's going to be peeled at the edge of the box. You're crossing the ball, isn't he?
Well, I don't know. The midfield's in there. I don't know. Christie doesn't mind standing in the
Getting
box.
in,
You know, he likes
yeah.
getting in there. So
I tell you who I think the best thing is Duffy.
Aye,
Because
Duffy's
I bet you
the best signing.
he's the one guy that'll
Bit
kick a few
arses.
back
aye,
sides.
boys.
Aye.
I seen
You know,
him last week shouting at
he'll be all
Christie when he
marker.
shot and he should have crossed
Old
it.
fashioned type, you know,
aye,
and
of
you're
course.
talking about Aya,
I know.
you know, that just wants to do the nice side of the game.
Aye.
Maybe he's got a grip of him and says,
Aye,
oh, you
I
do
know.
the dirty side.
I'll do it.
So that's what you need. It's not just about being a good player out
they've
there,
got-
it's about guys that communicate.
Go him, and I like
with
that.
one
As I say, Turnbull didn't do well last week, but I like him. I like he's a good
That's-
player. He's a good player.
aye,
He'll
him
kick
sign.
on.
As a big signing on deadline day for Celtic, Paul, what do you make of the transfer business?
So with the signings, right, I said to Derek last week, what have Rangers changed mentality-wise? What Gerrard's went and done is, he's went and strengthened the squad, which they didn't have the previous seasons now, right? So they have done very well there. But whereas in Celtic, they've signed players that are going to start. Duffy's come in to start, the left back's come in to start, Ajeti is very close to starting. And I think, as much as Rangers squad has improved, I still think Celtic's squad is better. So, for example, if a Ryan Kent gets injured or comes off form, who comes in for him? As in
Barker, Jones.
but I don't think they're at the level.
No.
Anyway,
It's not a bad backup.
aye, but I don't think they're at the level as Kent. For
Aye.
if Forrest comes out,
So you say there's a like for like change at Celtic?
Aye.
do you know what I mean? And I think like a Frimpong can go in, Edward comes out, a Jetty can go in, or the pitch. That's the case. So I think that's where Celtic are just wedge it.
Biggest thing for me was Griffiths
Getting
coming
back,
back,
massive,
and that's
Frankie.
massive for Celtic and for Scotland. You
Yeah,
know.
what a player to get
See,
back.
the two of them at the
brilliant.
weekend, the two of them never played with that well,
Well, no.
but they found a way.
Aye, don't-
And that's
What
how
the-
it's
what
going
the
to go right
Kamala
to the
went-
wire.
He done something that I've not seen in football for a long
That
time.
guy tried
The
to off him
the
in
guy
two.
took him out completely.
Brilliant.
But he's thinking to himself, I don't take penalties, so I'm no way I'm scoring this. I
He
wonder
likes-
if he'd have got. I wonder if he'd have got a penalty if he never scored.
Himself and his touch looked hard as fuck, didn't they?
Aye. Aye.
Any other areas that you think Celtic or Rangers should have gotten?
I do think with Rangers, I would have liked to have seen them getting maybe a right winger. No, I know they don't play like that, and I think I could name Rangers' starting 11 right now.
There you go.
Go on then.
In goals, McGregor, right back Tavernier, Goldson, Hollander, Barisic. The three will be Jack, Davis and Aribo when he's back, with Arfield and Kent in front of them, with Morelos up top. That's his main 11 for me.
Right.
And that's what I think. But I think they needed one more player, say, that we, like a Kent, you're not going to get somebody like him, but that mould, I think.
How do you know that?
They play narrow.
I know, they came in,
They
I know.
play narrow.
To let
Whoever said
Tavernier
the
not
focus,
go,
whether
to
it's
let-
Morelos, whether it's
Yeah.
a Kent or a Hadji, they
I
play
suppose
narrow
Roof
with them.
can come in there as well.
Because they like that. They'll play in narrow, allow the fullbacks to bomb forward to get the deliveries for the side. So that's the way they play.
Aye.
They don't play with that
Wide
out and out
players.
wide man.
And with Rangers as well, with if Tavernier, they've no cover defensively really right back, have they? Tavernier.
Young Patterson.
Young Patterson,
Yeah. We'll talk about Scotland. Derek, international duty this week. Scotland First Nation League's playoff against Israel. Confident going in it?
Why not?
Well, because they were poor the last 2 games.
Why not?
Do you know, the last game against Israel, I think they were a wee bit of surprise, and they played with some good quality, certainly going forward. Maybe took some of the players by surprise as well, but I just look at our squad, Si, and what we've got through that squad is top talent. You can look at, even up top now, we've got Dykes, we've got Shanklin, so we've got a few options there, but it's the quality for back to middle. I think we should go in there with no fear.
Yeah.
Oh, I really do. We always look to bring out the negative stuff and look at the opposition and talk them up. Why don't we talk ourselves up? Have a wee bit more confidence about ourselves and go in and meet this challenge head on. It's a massive game, but home turf. We've not got any fans, but I fancy us really strongly.
I agree with what you're saying, the players, but the last 2 performances haven't been
I know,
great.
but I'll tell you what, McGinn. Did you see McGinn's performance at the weekend against Liverpool?
Top draw.
The last time he plays for Scotland, he plays wide right again.
I know, but you've got to play him in the position that he plays. There's no point.
But
it's just a man doing, I think.
Mark, we're talking about the last performance. I thought there was a few of the boys played out of position. So that's up to Stevie Clark. He's got to get that right. I think the talent's there. So it's up to him as a manager to put that jigsaw in place, get the players in their certain positions and let them go and play. Let them go and play without any fear.
You've got to be brave, and you've got to play the guys that play in the right positions, we said. You can't just fit them in because they're good players, because it takes it away from them if they don't play their own position. It's like us strikers come back to midfield. You get a few touches of the ball and you might do something good, but you'll be wasted for 90 minutes. So I think you've got to play them in the position. Just the gaffers, Stevie Clark's got to be strong.
Yeah.
And say, look, we're playing everyone in the same position. Let's have
and if you need to drop 1 or 2, then so
if he's got to do it, he's got to grow set and do it.
That's the job of a manager.
I think he's big enough to do that.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the decisions you need to make as a manager.
Yeah.
And I know we talk about Robertson and Tierney. No, make the decision. If one of them has to sit on the bench, now, so be it. That's it. And it's just got to be done.
Okay, Slaney, is it a worry that we didn't know our best starting 11? I don't think he knows his best formation either. I think it was a 3-4-3 we played last time.
Every single game he's changed the formation, he's changed the players, and that's not a good sign. And listen, I agree with you saying that there is good players there, and I've been really optimistic, Simon, in the past. But the last few performances, and since Steve Clark has come in, I'm certainly worried.
Yeah.
He's certainly know the
See,
guy.
that's the problem I've got, Slaney. That negativity and all that already, and I'm worried.
Look at us,
Israel, look at the players Israel have got. At the top end, they have got some decent players, but have we better players than them?
No, but that's
But they were better than us last game, I thought.
At times,
Yeah.
at times, I
they were
think
better.
because we were expected to go and just turn them over, right? We know what they're all about now, right? We know we've got good players, we'll get better players than them. Let's go out and play. Let's go out and play without any fear.
I
and have a go at
I
them.
think if you're going to get beat, you've got to go out and let the boys go with a bit of freedom. And if you get beat, you get beat. But go and have a go.
Because the last game had one shot on target.
Terrible.
Was a goal
Terrible.
against Israel.
Terrible.
I agree, we do have the players, but we need to.
I need to let him play. Let him play.
Absolutely.
Take him off a leash.
Get after them.
Okay, so what would your setup be for the Scotland game? What would you go 3-5-2? Would you go 4-4-2?
I would probably, I'd like a back four, to be honest with you, and then if it's a 4-2-3-1.
So who if you're going 4 at the back, Derek, are you leaving Tierney or Robertson out, or are you putting Tierney centre half?
No. Play a 6-3-2.
Do you know, I'd probably go at the minute. I'd probably go because he's a captain. Robertson would go in there. It might mean Tierney might need to sit in the sidelines. Do you know that? But I would play players in their position, players that are playing well at their clubs. And then you look at the midfield, we've got guys that are playing top drawer. I'm a big, McGregor. He would always be in my side. So would McGinn.
What about at the top end of the pitch? You go 2 up front or 1?
Well, what we've got now, we've got a good option in Dykes.
Burnley's playing as well, yeah.
I like
Dykes.
Shanklin. If
I
we're
like
going to go 2 up top,
Shanklin and
it
Dykes.
would be Shanklin's and Dykes. But at the minute to start the game, it would be Dykes for me. Because he'll run the channel, he's strong, he's physical, he'll take the ball in and he'll allow us to go up the park. So, but that's again up to the manager. But I like it. I prefer a back four. I know a lot of teams are going with 3 at the back now. It seems to be in fashion.
It's for Kieran Tierney in it because he can play centre half.
Yeah.
So that's why he's doing the back 3 maybe. So I don't know.
I wouldn't say he's a natural centre half.
No, but he can
play it. Of
play
course he
there.
can. He's good enough to play it.
He's
But
good enough to play right back as well. I don't know. He's a right back. If they've stepped up, but he done that before. I mean,
So what would your starting 11 be, do you think?
God, don't know. Yeah, go on.
But as much as they're good players there, it's so difficult to fit them in, I think.
I know.
No, I would go
Tierney would be in my team.
Porteous, Cooper, Tierney,
is
Robertson.
McKenna
left
injured?
wing
Is
back.
McKenna
McKenna's
definitely,
isn't he?
definitely injured?
Who's your right
Robertson
wing back?
left wing back, Fraser right wing back, McGregor, McGinn, Christie in the middle, Dykes and McBurney up top.
McBurney.
I'll go Shanklin. Have you gone the
I'd
2
go
up?
McBurney.
Right, play 2 up front.
Play 2 up.
If you play 2 up, need to be Dykes and Shanklin.
Aye.
McBurney can't play with
That's
Dykes.
the man.
Aye.
Aye.
Can't play with him. 2 of them can't play together.
Plays 2 up. He plays in the top.
But
two
no,
for
with Dykes.
Sheffield
Dykes
United.
is a powerful one. He wants somebody to run about him. You know what I mean? Whereas McBurney likes to get involved as well. So Shanklin could play with any 2 of them, but I would play Dykes and then I'll play Shanklin.
Okay, what about you, Slaney? What would you go? I'd go McBurney over the 2.
Has he got a
I
strip?
don't know if I would go. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would go to it. I don't know.
Nah, I don't think Stevie will, to be honest with you.
Do you know?
Nah, I don't think so.
But see, when you've got Robertson and Fraser, 2 good
I
crosses
know,
of the ball,
yeah.
why not play 2 centre forwards?
I know.
Exactly.
And get balls into the box.
And I think
If
that's
he
been,
plays him though, that's if he plays him.
Yeah.
I think that's been maybe the McBurney gets criticism, but
He needs balls in the box, McBurney.
needs
He's
balls,
got
do you know what I
his
mean?
goals for
It's
Sheffield
not
United.
no criticism. I just think
No, of
Dykes,
course.
Dykes and Shanklin's a better 2 than
I would try to get Armstrong
you
in,
know.
certainly. I love Armstrong. I'd try
Well,
to get him
Armstrong
in
and
the team.
McGinn, let guys like that off the
Aye,
leash,
yeah.
let them
Yeah.
bomb forward,
have-
even getting past the
Yeah.
striker, you know, and hitting the box all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's important. I mean, I'm
He
looking
likes
at...
McTominay, doesn't he? He likes him, so.
But Tierney
Can I
would
get
be
me
my
started?
first name in the team sheet.
I know, he's not a Man United. I know. But listen, everyone sees something that we don't,
Of
obviously.
course, aye. I'll get different opinions.
Who's your
Aye.
first name on the team sheet?
Tierney.
Oh, wow.
He's a winner.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? He's a winner, and Scotland need guys like that on the pitch.
You think he would drop the captain then? Think he would drop
Robertson?
Robertson?
No, I'd play 2 of them.
After last week's game.
I'd play 3 at the back. He'd be my left centre half, Robertson left wing back.
Okay.
That's what I'd do.
All
I
right.
think that's what we'll do.
Unusually, there's 3 games this break. If we beat Israel, does Clark using
So what's
it?
your first one's Israel?
Israel, yeah.
Aye.
Do you use the next 2 to play the same team and get a strong starting 11 playing together in 3 games, or do you change it again?
That's the hard part, isn't it?
Well,
Playing
you've
the
got to
same-
give
You need to
people,
get an
you've got to
11,
give
don't
people,
you?
you've got to give people game time, but you've got to have the nucleus at the side. You've got to say, look, if there's any niggles after the Israel game, then you've got to leave somebody out. Of course you do.
Yeah.
But I think you've got to have a nucleus of the team. He's got to pick a team. I don't think he knows what his best 11 is.
That's a worry, innit?
Aye, it's a worry because it must be hard for him with injuries and all. He doesn't. He knows what his team that somebody gets dropped out because of injuries and.
I think because you
Sort
get
of.
such little time to prepare, then
I know.
you need to get a
It's no
starting
Stevie,
11
is
that
it? It's no
knows.
Stevie Clark. He likes
Aye.
day to
Every day.
Aye. But
But you know that's the remit of the job.
Yeah.
When you go into it, you know
Yeah.
everything's you're not going to get that time. You just need to go with it.
So, result against Israel, what you going?
2-0. I think 2-0. On the front foot, as you say, get at them, get in their faces. Don't allow them any time. I thought they allowed them to build for the back
yeah.
too easily. Just go and force them high up the park, get in their faces and ask the question of them and put them under pressure. And I'm going to say it again, I just think we've got better players and I think we can win that game by a couple of goals.
Frank, you the same?
if I get the freedom to go and play, then I think we'll beat them. But I think we'll let a goal in because we're not the best defence in the world. So 2-1 I'll go for.
Slaney, what are you thinking?
Is that a one-off game?
Yeah.
1 each, Scotland win extra time.
Wow.
God, son.
See, just on the McTominay point that you made, he obviously played right centre back last time, but you had a bit of
no,
shocker.
he's hopeless.
He's not going to play there again.
No, he's got to play in front of
If
the
he's gonna
defence.
play,
But
he's
they've
got
no,
the best
have they got a right?
I think Porteous is in the squad.
Porteous.
Would you
That's
play
a
him?
position. See if you play at the back,
Aye.
and certainly in international football, you need to have been playing that position.
Aye, I don't
In my
care.
opinion, for years
Yeah.
to learn that, just the wee things, the small things that happen.
must be
And
horrible,
he
Derek.
get caught.
Being a centre half coming into the squad and he's playing a midfield player.
But what does that say to
You know, you must
Yeah.
be. It's all right playing Tierney. He has a defender. He's played there before.
He's
So
got
you
a
come into the
defender
squad, you
instinct,
go,
yeah.
yeah, all right, I can understand that. But when you're playing McTominay,
Yeah.
you're going, I don't know, man, I'm a centre half. What'd you bring me in for? You know, I'm not learning anything off McTominay because he's not a centre half.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes you can
you've
look
got
at
to
him
play. You've
because-
got to take a chance.
because
you've
his
got to believe in him.
physicality,
Yeah.
and you just think, he can go in there.
Yeah.
But it's no.
No, you've got to do
it's,
that.
You look at the top defenders over the years, the Willie Millers, the McLeishes and all that, you know, they played there for years and they hit their peak when they came to 26, 27 and they were playing that position for like 10 years. So
it's the same as playing up front when we say when Lenny played Christie up front. There's a lot more to being a centre forward than
Yeah.
just you know
Great
you've got to
point.
hold it up and there's things that you can do, whereas Christie can't do that. So it's the same as centre halves. You've got to, if you bring him into the squad, you've got to confidence in him and play centre halves.
Yeah. Slaney, if you had to say one thing to the Scotland squad and Stevie Clark right now, what would you say?
Just the one thing.
Well, you could copy my model. Do you know what I mean, Simon? When I went away, how well I done. But they've got to believe in themselves.
That's at home.
Is it?
Holland.
You've got to be lying under a bed green side. No, but no, to be fair, do you know what? Listen, do you know what they must do is what Derek said, positivity. Do you know what I mean? They must go in there believing. They've got good players, they need to get it right in the night, and I'm sure they will do it.
They boys will be desperate to go and play in a major competition.
Yeah.
You know,
What a chance
for
they've
them
got.
as well.
What a chance they've got.
You know, for them as players, it puts them in the shop window. If they're at certain clubs, they want to a step higher. It's there. It's
One
all
of
there
them,
for
many
you.
chances do they want to get a
A
tournament. You know,
tournament,
they're making up tournaments just to try and
get
get them in.
See how people are negative about the Norway game? I think that'll suit Stevie Clark better playing in Norway. Because I think he's a good defensive manager that could nick a result against Norway. So
and
we
they've
get
got
through
enough
this.
players that can go in the attack.
But imagine,
the counter-attack.
imagine Haaland versus your defenders. Scary,
I don't.
That's scary, innit?
I don't. Let's get by Israel first.
Right, here we go. We're going to do a count. I've got how many games for you? 1, 2, 7 games.
7
you said?
games, here we go.
It makes sense, doesn't it? Right, so do you want to do the full 7 games first, Derek?
I don't think it's any counts.
Well, let the king's got to go first.
Man,
No
you're a
time,
man. You're a
You
man.
pick
You're a
the
man.
order,
You're a man.
Derek.
You're a
You pick
man.
the order. You're the king.
Right, so what we got? Right, no, you go.
You go first. All right, you go first because you're
You're the
flying.
king.
What, so what we're going with the first? What?
No, in fact, you went last week, didn't you? And you so we'll keep you for last.
Right, go on,
Because
you
you like to throw a spanner in the ones
know.
which I like. Right, Frank, you ready? Scotland versus Israel.
Scotland.
Okay, Scotland versus Slovakia.
Got to be Scotland again, innit? You've got to confidence. Scotland. Asking Scotland
See,
to win
don't
2 or 3
overthink
games.
it.
Don't overthink it, mate. Whatever comes to your head. Scotland versus Czech Republic.
When was the last time Scotland won 3 games in a row?
I know you.
I've got to draw with that one. There you are.
A draw, right? Okay. England versus Belgium. Oh, that's a tough.
That's a tough one. Belgium. There you are.
Yeah, I would go with
Belgium.
that. England versus Denmark.
Denmark. Hopefully Denmark. Aye.
You going Denmark?
No, England. I hope Denmark beats them, but no.
Right, here you go. Bosnia versus Northern Ireland.
Well, oh, they'll be queuing up to watch that one, wouldn't they? I'll go a draw.
A draw, okay. And finally, Slovakia versus Ireland.
I'll go another draw.
Draw, right.
Yeah, there
okay.
you
How many
go.
draws you get in there?
Fancy that?
yeah.
Fancy that by you?
I fancy that. It's a good keeping.
Right, Slaney, Scotland versus Israel. Draw.
Extra time.
Draw.
So draw.
Aye, draw.
Okay. Scotland versus Slovakia.
Scotland.
Scotland versus Czech Republic.
Scotland, but that's mad, isn't it?
You said 3 games in a row, you laugh.
That's a positivity you've said to me.
What are we like?
I know.
Isn't it? I know. We just see
When's the
3
last time we won
Scotland.
3
I
games in a
know
row?
3 Scotland ones, and we're doubting ourselves already.
When's the last time we won?
You're putting it.
I say Scotland.
England v Belgium.
Belgium.
England v Denmark.
England. Do you see Marino kept calling Southgate Gary?
I love shit like that, do you?
I know, and he tried to apologise, didn't he? He says, wait, in Portugal we call it Gary. But
You can call me John. That's what he said.
Bosnia versus Northern Ireland.
Bosnia, Northern Ireland. Go Bosnia.
Right, due to...
Checo.
Right, okay. Slovakia versus Ireland.
Go Ireland.
Due to...
Sean Duffy. Shane Duffy.
John, all right, Gary.
Right, here we go, the king.
Oh,
Come on, that's a
We
big
shoot at the
one.
king, you better not miss. You ready?
Aye, on
There
you
we
go.
go.
Scotland v Israel.
Scotland.
Okay, Scotland v Slovakia.
Scotland.
Positive now.
Scotland v Czech Republic.
Czech Republic.
Oh, by the way, I think that's right.
I think so as
Who's
well.
good for Czech Republic? I don't even know.
A couple of
Podolski.
Czech boys are good.
England v Belgium.
England. No. Belgium.
Oh,
Gone
yes.
Belgium, aye.
England v Denmark.
England.
Bosnia versus Northern Ireland.
Bosnia.
He's not even letting us finish.
No,
I love
I
his
know,
sorry.
confidence.
Oh.
And Slovakia versus Ireland.
Slovakia.
Based
He's
on-
laughing like
Why Slovakia?
He's just staring there.
I just think home side. I
Have to
think
go away, man.
I think Cove's going to come in and play a part in it.
Aye.
He might.
Who does he play with?
See,
play the back
now,
four.
can I get my excuses in right now? Can I get my excuses because the times are so uncertain. I mean, I goes up to a game last night. I went to watch.
Sherlock.
Right, let me, because you don't know. It's so hard because we don't know what key players are going to be missing.
I know,
They were
yeah.
talking about Edward already. I goes up to a game last night, Dundee against Forfar. It's called off. There's going to be more of this.
Because you drove up there, didn't you?
No, do you know something? I wasn't. I was a wee bit upped at the start, but see when I get back to the motor, I went, it's the right decision
Yeah.
because I mean people's lives are at stake now. So no, I didn't mind the wee drive, but we just don't know
Yeah,
what's going to happen. You know,
Fingers crossed it'll be alright.
what's going to happen with Alf? I know we'll touch on it next time out, but
That'll go ahead, Celtic and Rangers, won't it?
I'm not so
That'll go
sure.
ahead. No?
Do you think? I mean, we talked about it briefly last week. Do you think not having a crowd is what's all these scores that are coming out of Scotland and England?
He called it. He called it at the start
I'm
of
telling
it.
you. People are trying things that they wouldn't try when there's a big crowd there.
Yeah.
They've
You know,
looked at
because they
definitely.
get pelters.
Mark,
wouldn't they? They get
Yeah.
pelters
they says that a lot of the away sides that take the lead,
Aye.
that normally if there's a home crowd there, there's
I know,
a
there's a
reaction to the
reaction
home
to it,
side,
yeah.
but that's no happening. And what's
not at
happening,
all.
the away side are getting me sometimes a second and a third goal, and they're putting that down to the fans.
You went away in Europe with a massive crowd and performed.
Performed with a big crowd, or a crowd, I can perform. But what I'm going to say is, I think
Oh, there's a camera there,
I
you're
think
all right.
Dundee United will finish in the top 6.
Right, that's us. Thanks very much, lads. Cheers. Dundee United top 6.
See, because they McNulty.
McNulty, I know, but they've no creativity in midfield, mate.
Oh, have they not?
Had one shot and goal.
I just
against
think,
Dundee.
like, see, with the two, Shankland and him, they're going to score goals, and where the rest of the team, like St Johnstone and all that, they've not got goal scorers.
Okay, good point. We'll see. But good, thanks very much, lads.
So that's done.
Thank you.
Suds.
Brilliant.